this mug is quite appropriate for the stuff I'm going to be doing today. So I'm going to be going to Lux Row Distillery, which I'm super pumped about. And then I'm going to Bardstown Bourbon Company because they've got a bar attached with it, and going to go get drinks. Hopefully, like, that was the plan. We'll see how that all bears out once we get closer to that actual time, and I'll keep you guys updated. I'm just excited. And just also, I finally actually have milk, so, like, thank goodness. So I just made it to Lux Row Distillery. It's in Bardstown, which has a lot of distilleries, including things like Heaven Hill, Maker's Mark, James Beam, everything. So I'm excited. I pulled in here. It's a gorgeous facility, and I'll take some video of it. As I'm parking, I'd seen freaking peacocks. I don't know why there are peacocks just like free roam here in Kentucky, but they are. Yeah, the drive was about an hour, give or take. It was fine. There was a Kia that was in the left lane that, like, I think had cruise control on, and I'm like, dude, if you've got cruise control on, get in the right lane so people can pass you, because you're just, yeah, that was fun. Also a lot of wide loads, which made it very fun of just like, okay, gotta go past them as quickly as possible. But yeah, it's been good. I did get a rain check though on my date that I was supposed to go on today, so that's sad. But you know what? I may still treat myself, go to Bardstown Bourbon Company, just get a drink or get some food, because why not? It's a really pretty day out, and I'll catch y'all later. There's also another place I want to check out too, so I'll have fun. So this is the general facilities. I don't know what that barn's for. All the production is in that one building with the copper roof. Just kind of a cute bathroom check-in with the outfit. I just got Target, Goodwill, and yeah, I'm excited for this tour. Here's me trying their coffee. It was okay. Did a couple of sips just to get a vibe. It's pretty common for distilleries to also have some coffee beans with them, and it was just so-so. So this is just one of the fermentation tanks. You can see it bubbling a bit. This is where they will actually cook the grains. This is about day 2 on fermentation. Sometimes it's even more bubbly on earlier days.
I just can't see the center.
Here's a very simplified version of making bourbon. You have the corn, you distill it, you bottle it, and you store it. Here we are going to one of Lux Row's rick houses. This is where they store the barrels. In this case, they do not actually move their barrels, but they keep them in there, and oh my gosh, the angel share from a rick house, it's one of the best smells. And I always say, if you want to go to a bourbon distillery, make sure the one has a rick house, because that's amazing. So immediate thoughts, this distillery is not bad. They have some decent bourbons. Nothing really stood out to me, at least initially. I'd want to come back and try their Blood Oath, which they don't have on sale right now. It won't go on sale again until the spring, which is a typical thing for bourbon. I'll do a more full review later. But yeah, pretty good. Their old fashioned was pretty good, which is, again, a thing I like to do, is I like to try the old fashions if they have that available. This one, I had it with orange bitters, and it was quite good. I'm just now deciding what to do, because I'm in Bardstown. There's Bardstown Bourbon Company, which is a great restaurant. I could go someplace else also to eat, because it's 1 o'clock. I have not eaten at all today. I just have alcohol in my system, which is not good. But yeah, we'll think it through, and then I'm going to check out this place I saw when I was driving, because it looked really cute, and it gets me also in a more historic part of Kentucky, which I love the excuse to explore Kentucky. That is why I do these distillery tours, is to explore Kentucky. And while Kentucky is not my forever home, I'm gonna make it my home for the time being. So I did ultimately decide to go to Bardstown Bourbon Company because it was only about 5 minutes away from Lux Row. I got myself a nice hot toddy using their bourbon. It was delicious. Their poutine was great and comforting. Tasted like Thanksgiving dinner. And then I got their fried chicken sandwich because it was recommended, but honestly not my favorite. So I got to explore, I think it was Bloomfield. It's the name of this town. It's a small town in Kentucky. I'd seen it off the side of the road on one of the freeways because they were advertising their ice cream place, which the ice cream place, so they didn't have the ice cream float, which is really what I would have wanted. I think it's theoretically an ice cream soda. I know my lighting's all over the place because it's almost 4 and it's starting to get close to sundown. I'm directly in the sun, but It's a really cute town, and I ended up wandering the antique store, which you'll see right after this, which was apparently owned by Jerry Buckheimer or whatever his name is, his wife specifically, who, like, he's a big producer for Hollywood and like CSI and all that. I was like, oh shoot. You can see like his name right here on the float for the Santa Claus. He sponsors it. I didn't take any videos of the parade because there was a bunch of kids running around and I just didn't feel comfortable doing that. But yeah, this was like really cute, really adorable, and I'm just kind of sitting and waiting for the traffic to die down a bit because the parade just finished. So this is the antique shop I ended up wandering into because it was pretty much right across the street from the ice cream shop that I had mentioned. That ice cream shop is called Double Dip. It also happens to be a bowling alley, and I was definitely not a local. But as you can see, it's pretty typical, all the different glassware, fun lighting. Now this is a room that's crazy. It's a doll room. It's the thing of nightmares. But I had to record it for y'all. I was just recording generally, and I almost deleted the clip because I thought, oh, there's nothing in there. But it's like, no, wait, this is where the dolls are. Yeah, like, you had Barbies, you had, like, whatever the Anderson dolls are. I forgot what they're called. Madame Alexander, that's what they are. There was Madame Alexander's. It was crazy and a little bit, actually a lot creepy. As you can all see. Yeah, nightmare fuel. So I'm back home. Trying to find good lighting. It was a pretty decent drive on the way back. Now just been at home chilling. I think I've pretty much eaten all I can. I'm still stuffed from Bardstown Bourbon Company restaurant, which, again, really good. I'm not the hugest fan of their bourbon, but their food is pretty darn good. Also, that hot toddy was a good use of that bourbon. I've just been editing, and I will probably be editing for the rest of the night. General opinions on Lux Row. They don't have as rich of a history as some of the other distilleries here in Kentucky, and that's not just because they're newer, because they're actually a little bit on the older side. They've been in the business for about 40 years. Places like Castle and Key have only been around from 2016. However, in the case of Castle and Key, they have facilities that are from the late 19th century, so that does help in their history. I liked the fact that they had more wheated bourbons, which is always a good thing. You can kind of see what their mash bills are. Mash bill refers to the amount of each grain they are using. Wheated uses wheat instead of a rye. Rye is much more common now. That's usually what you'll find in most bourbons. However, things like Weller's or Pappy Van Winkle are wheated instead. I also appreciate the fact that they don't have many mash bills. They just are like, we've got 2 mash bills. It is based off of the location and age, which is usually a sign of more of the artistry of bourbon making than just like the science of it. But yeah, I'd be curious, like I said, to try their Blood Oath. I think I said Blood Oak instead, but it's Blood Oath. And also their big thing was they were buying up a lot of these different distilleries and buying the labels and the names and the to make their own bourbons, instead of like coming up with their own initially. But generally, I don't think it's bad. I would recommend, if you are in Bardstown, which is the bourbon capital of the world, as I got told that on this tour, I would recommend going to it. I did very much appreciate that they did have like at least a small bar for you to try a couple of things there, which is always something I prefer to do. But yeah, I also, with buying that cocktail, I was able to get the rock glass because initially I was not able to. There's a couple of things where they're trying to just get more money out of you, like, oh, you can get this little added thing, and they were doing it in front of all the other people, and I was like, yeah, but it's also not a mash bill I'm particularly a fan of. Also, they had really good chocolates that they gave us as we were going along. Instead of doing the traditional bourbon bowl, we had different like chocolates that we would mix with them, which was a pretty fun idea to do. Forgot to add, thank you guys for watching. This has been day 4 of Vlogmas. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I shall see y'all tomorrow. Bye!